Okay, time to wrap it up for this May the 20th, 2015. We started off this morning with resistance at 2130, 2135. Our sells were 29 to as high as 36. This was our sell band. And we managed to make it up to 32. Market starts back down, lower high, and extremely slow developing trade right here. Retest failure. It's kind of been the call for the day. The Fed left open the possibility that they would raise interest rates as early as June, but when you read the minutes and the rest of it, it's pretty hard to see what type of macroeconomic news would lead them to do that. So we're down to the news, what it looks like going into the June FOMC meeting, which is where we have been. So market's still playing for September, October to raise interest rates. If then, I really don't see how they can ever raise interest rates. It's just they're going to keep them low till they get a financial recovery that allows them to come out. And I sure hope we got our financial recovery underway, but the stuff that I see says we don't. So we're going to probably be back to 2022, retest this support band. And if we can't make new intraday lows, I'm going to guess we got to close kind of like yesterday in the 24-25 area. Morning we had our buy in the 20 to 22 area. It produced. We were hoping to sell 29s. 25 basically was resistance. Got one trade out of that area. Got one trade off the low, off the opening. Had one trade, and this trade off the opening was the easiest trade of the day to see. It was a nice, beautiful retest failure set up, and the market did spill. So the E-mini continues to be the most challenging contract to trade. Just don't have a two-sided market, don't have the volatility that we need to give us the rotations that we've come to expect. Okay, lower high, lower low. The screen says we can sell. On the F2 screen, that's a tough one. Inside the congestion area, it was definitely a P. We did get that rally, and now we're rejecting prices. So volume is below yesterday's, but above this volume back on the 14th at 21.15. As long as we stay above 15.17, this market can trade higher. Assuming a close here at 24. 29s to 31s, sell 1. 34, 36, sell 2. On the buy side, 19s to 21s. And 15s to 17s. Do have news, jobless claims, 270. That number has been trending lower. It shows fewer people applying for jobs. Hopefully that's because they're finding jobs. They're not throwing in the towel. Chicago National Activity Index, CAC, or CHI, plus a tenth. That's kind of where it is. It's usually plus or minus a tenth. It has tended to be positive. Philly Fed at 8. Existing home sales. $5.2, that's a big number. That's higher than it was last month. LAI, nobody pays any attention to it because of the interest rate component. Plus 0.3. Natural gas inventories, don't have an estimate for that yet. Will tomorrow. It's probably in the 80, say 90 BCF plus or minus. No one pays any attention to it because this is when they rebuild their inventories, and KC Fed -2. Also have markets, manufacturing PMI, which again hasn't really caught on in the United States at 54.6. So number one focus will be jobless claims. Number two focus, Philly Fed, existing home sales. You can interchange those two. Don't think anybody pays any attention to LEI or Kansas City, the Kansas City Fed. Okay, what the Fed did is they kept a floor under interest rates. Interest rates can drift higher, but they can't explode higher until the Fed raises the Fed funds rate. So that pretty much should keep the note and the bond in a trading range. So the low end of the range is 26.24. The high end of the range is 28.04, and we're at 27.09. It's an inside day that tends to yield a trading range the next day. Looking at the F2 screen, it was an interesting profile. It was can make a case for either side of the market with this profile. TPO wise, it definitely is a B. Volume wise, we've got more volume above the midpoint, so it's pretty square as when you look at it from a volume standpoint. So this will tend to hold us in a trading range too, looking for a new move to develop, maybe come out of the 27.0408 area, somewhere in there. So 11 to 15. Sell 1, 19 to 23, sell 2. Get some help from the E-mini. It's going to be pretty easy to get up there. 29 to 01, buy 1. Play for a trading range, and then 21.25, buy 2. News focus, jobless claims, then on to Philly Fed and existing home sales. Now in London, if we come back down and we can't crack 4, we can get long. They sell it first, and the 04 area holds up. The buck holds up. Then the buy will be 1 to 5 for London. We'll revise that in the morning for us. Big day once again. A seller at 153, a buyer at 152, and here we are at 152.19, just kind of right in the middle. So 27 to 31 is sell 1, 7 to 11 is sell 2. On the buy side, 5 to 9, buy 1. And then 01 to 29, buy 2. I don't think we can break the market one way or the other without some help from the overnight news or the E-mini in a big way. And I think the E-mini is drifting higher. You get gold. Okay, a lower high and a lower low. We got this 97 area. We've been pulled right down here to volume summit. Can we break the buck? Looks like we're trading a little lower. We're going to like to catch this high volume number at 98, so we'll make 1200 plus or minus by 1. And then looking at that and further refining it on the F2 screen where we can actually read the numbers. 5 to 3 is where we tried to buy it this morning. So 1200.05, that'll be buy 1 is the 05 area, buy 2 in the 1200 area. And on the sell side, 13 to 15, then 18 to 20. Get crude. Inside day, big day yesterday. We had 2 days of pretty heavy selling, so a pause day would be expected. So the F1 screen says trading range. And looking at the F2 screen, probing higher. So we've got these lows, 59 and a quarter, all the way up to 59.85. We've got the spill in London from 99. So stops above 59, 59 and a quarter, sell 1. Make it 50 to 75, sell 2. On the buy side, 58 and a quarter, 58.50. Then 57.75, 58. And this market's going to do what it's going to do. It's just a big mover. We don't have to worry too much. I mean, how in the hell can you ever worry about fundamentals short term in this contract? It just does what it's going to do. And we just take our signals. This is kind of nice. I mean, you don't have to be, just once you learn the technical aspects and the personality of this contract, then off to the races. It's a very, very attractive contract for several reasons. And probably the biggest one is that it's a go with contract in its purest form. And instant gratification. And it can put some serious money in your account if you're disciplined. If you're not disciplined, it can kill you. Okay, lower high, lower low. Crude says find a place to sell it. I think we may be in the realm right now where the market might try to accelerate to the downside. Now we're at 1121, so we're going to have pretty good support, 75 to the buck, so be our 2 buy spots. And on the sell side, we'll make 45 to 55, sell 1, and then 75 for sell 2. And that'll do it for this May the 20th, 2015. Y'all have a great evening. I'll see you bright and early in the AM.